Um, Good evening, class. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to learn about manufacturing industry. This is class 8, social science. So, students, before we move so far, we have to understand and we have to get the concept of what is manufacture industry. What do you understand by the word manufacture, and what do you understand by the word industry? And also, have you ever visited any industry, or do you have any, in the area where you are staying, do you have any industry? So if it's yes, lack of you. But for those who have not been visiting industry, or they don't have ideas of knowing what is manufacture industry or what's the meaning of industry, let's be together, and I hope you enjoy the lesson. So by starting, students, what do you understand by the word manufacture? And I've said, what do you understand by the word industry, and what's the meaning of manufacture industry? In our topic of today, you have to know the meaning of all these concepts. So for those who know, it's okay, but for those who doesn't know, I'll give you the answers. By starting with the word of manufacture. Manufacture products of goods in a large quantity after processing from raw materials to more valuable products. Manufacture belongs to the second sector, in which the primary materials are processed and conveyed into finished goods. So manufacture is a place where primary materials are processed and conveyed into finished goods. So for example, if you take cotton from the farm, you take it to the manufacture place. So in that manufacture place, they will manufacture that cotton into something. They will make something from the cotton which were brought. And we know things which are made by cotton are clothes, and also the cotton wool, we get it from the cotton. And the word industry is a place where products are produced by the agriculture products or by the raw materials. For example, cotton is product by cotton plants. So it is agriculture product. It is found as raw materials. Then raw cotton goes to cotton textile mills, and cotton clothes are made by the raw material. So industry is something which you can take your you can take your raw materials and they can be processed into clothes or other things. And manufacture industry are industry transforming goods, that is the main manufacturing industry in their own right, but they also concept the repairing and installation of industry equipment and subcontinent operation for the third part. So now students, I'm going to show you the pictures, and these pictures you get to know what we are meaning by the manufacture industry. The first image, you can see there is a person holding computer and there's machines. So manufacture industry are industry which are being operated by machines. They cannot just be working. Manufacture, like industry, cannot just make itself work without support, so it needs machine in order to operate. So there is a person here who operates these machines in order to produce goods. And the second image, it shows how cars are being made. Also, this is the industry, and we can see how cars are being made. There's machines and there's a person who operates these machines. So students, why do you think manufacture industry are important in India? Before we move so far, so you can note down your points, and if you don't know, now I'm going to tell you why this manufacture industry are important in India, even not only in India, all over the world. So the importance of manufacturing industry for India is that it helps in modernization agriculture, reducing heavy dependence on agriculture income by providing jobs in non-agriculture sectors. So it provides jobs. For example, when products or raw materials are taken from the farm to the industry, there are people who are supposed to process those raw materials. Those people are the ones who have been employed. So this sector, it provides job opportunity, and also it increased income. Another thing is that it helps in, okay, as I've been saying, it increased jobs and generate more incomes, export of manufactured goods, expand trade, and bring in foreign exchange. In this point, we can say that, for example, India is known in good of making cotton clothes. So India sells the cotton clothes to other countries. For example, if India sells the cotton clothes to Tanzania or outside Tanzania or Canada, the currency which they will be paid, people who will be paid, the Indians, is in terms of dollars. So when you exchange dollar and rupee, you get more profit on that. And when we come, another important is that industry development brings prospers to the country. So students, we are having quiz. Question number 1. What does industry create? A. Schools. B. Banks. C. Jobs. D. Hospitals. Question number 2. What are the raw materials used to make clothes? A. Cotton. B. Fabric. C. Silk. D. Spice. And another question is that, mention any 4 raw materials which are available in India. Now students, let's move on. What are the factors affecting local of an industry? On your own words, you can mention at least 4 factors. There will be enough. And I'm going to explain as follows. The factors which affect local of industries are raw materials, cheap and abundant availability of raw materials. Not all industry are able to get the raw materials at the right time, because you find sometimes they don't have capital to support them to buy the raw materials, so they used to delay in making products. Labor availability of cheap labor is necessary for raw cost of product goals. Most of the industry, they used to employ people who are unskilled to do the certain jobs. So at the end of the day, those people are not able to produce what is supposed to be produced or made. So at the end of the day, what has been produced is low quality of the products. Power, another effect is power. Cheap and continuous supply of power is extremely necessary. Another thing is capital. It is necessary for the development infrastructure for the entire manufacture process and for meeting manufacture expenditure. There are some industries which they don't have enough capital in running their industry. So this can slow down the motivation of workers and also the increasing of products and quality of the products. Banking and insurance facilities, favorable government policies. And also there are some industry which have not reached that stage of having loans, or even they don't have insurance because of the poor management, so they cannot be able to afford. And also the government policies, sometimes they don't favor the owners of the industry, so they just find themselves they cannot take any banking or take any risk of taking insurance. And what follows, students, I have uploaded the video. You can copy the link and you can watch about agro-based industry. And after watching this video, you tell what you have learned by your own self. You see what you have learned from the video. So now students, let's discuss what is industrial pollution and what are the 4 types of pollution. So this, you discuss it by yourself, but before I move on, I will mention 2 types of pollutions which are made by the industry. The first one is air pollution because of the smoke, and the second one is water pollution because of the water flows and the chemicals which the industry produce. Sometimes they used to allocate the pipes into rivers, and those rivers you find people fetching water for cooking, for washing, for domestic use. So the industry, mostly time they used to do pollution. So for the rest 2 types, you can mention it by your own. And students, let's remind ourselves what we have been learning today. Today we learn about manufacturers' interest, factors affecting local of industry and pollution of industry. So I have some questions to check your understanding. Question number 1. Which of the following industry manufacture telephones and computer? A. Steel. B. Electronic. C. Aluminium. D. Information technology. Mention 3 factors which affect local of industry. And also, we have homework. Please take your notebook and note the homework. What to be done in order to avoid factories pollution in the society? Question number 2. State different kind of laws of factory industry of India. And question number 3. Mention any 2 factors which you have visited. Thank you for showing your cooperation. I hope you have understand the lesson of today. See you in the next lesson. Thank you.